Before Heisenberg ever existed, before a single truck full of meth ever rolled out of a Los Pollos Hermanos lot, there was one family that ruled northern Mexico like it was their personal property. They were called Salamanca. Today I'm going to tell you how one desert family became a synonym for fear across the entire cartel world, from their first days to the moment it all started falling apart. The Salamanca family didn't rise out of nowhere. They're part of a much older and far more dangerous system. The Juarez Cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the entire Breaking Bad universe. At the top of that cartel sits Don Eladio Fuente, a man who never has to raise his voice. The Salamancas are his right hand, his enforcer family. While Eladio sits poolside at his villa, the Salamancas are the ones out in the field doing the dirty work. And this is where we meet the man who is, in essence, the foundation of the entire story. Hector Salamanca. Hector wasn't a side character. Hector was the family in its most powerful years. In the 90s and early 2000s, Hector is the man who deals directly with people like Gus Fring. Yes, the same Gus we later know as the ice-cold chicken restaurant owner. In that period, Gus and his partner, Max, come to Mexico to set up business with the cartel, and it's Hector who decides whether they get in or not. This is the pivotal moment, because this is where a hatred is born that will later change the entire course of the story. Out of pure humiliation and fear that Gus could become too powerful, Hector orders Max killed, right in front of Gus as a message. Eladio allows it, and in that moment, the Salamanca family unknowingly creates its greatest future enemy. Hector becomes a legend of the cartel, a man who builds a distribution empire across northern Mexico and the American Southwest, using his family as his army. For a family to survive, it needs heirs. That's where the twins come in, Leonel and Marco Salamanca. These two aren't just family members, they're execution machines. Cold, synchronized, almost unnaturally connected. They move like one mind in two bodies. The cartel uses them for the most dangerous, most sensitive jobs. Eliminations, messages, revenge. Their loyalty runs in exactly one direction, toward Hector and toward the family name. When someone disrespects the Salamanca name, anyone, even a federal agent, the twins don't ask questions, they come. While the twins represent the family's discipline, Tuco Salamanca is its instability. Tuco is the cousin running the business on the streets of Albuquerque, a smaller, more brutal, more unpredictable level of operation. He's the first to bring the family into direct contact with a chemist named Walter White and his partner. Tuco isn't a strategist. Tuco is a short-fused bomb, capable of beating someone to death over a single insulting word. But that unpredictability is exactly why the family keeps the streets afraid. Nobody knows when Tuco will snap. His downfall, ironically, comes fast, through conflict with the very same people who will later become the cartel's greatest threat. As the older generation starts to fall, the family needs a new leader, and that's where Lalo Salamanca enters, or rather returns, to the scene. Lalo is different from everyone before him. He's charming, sharp, almost friendly, which makes him 1,000 times more dangerous. Where the twins were machines and Tuco was a bomb, Lalo is a surgeon. He analyzes, he asks questions, he doubts everything, and he never acts on impulse. Lalo comes to Albuquerque to take control of the local business, and immediately senses something's off with the new operation under Gus's umbrella. His suspicion toward Gus Fring sets off a war that will finally decide the family's fate. Because while Hector once unknowingly created Gus's enemy within him, Lalo is the one who finally sees the truth the family had missed for almost 2 decades. That Gus Fring had been playing a much longer, much smarter game of revenge the entire time. And here, the circle closes. Everything the Salamanca family built, fear, territory, blood loyalty, starts collapsing from the inside. The hatred Hector planted in Gus Fring back in the 90s comes back like interest that can never be repaid. One by one, the pillars of the family fall. Not because of the police, not because of DEA agents, but because of a quiet, patient man they once dismissed as just the chicken guy. The Salamanca family wasn't destroyed in one night of gunfire. It was destroyed by years of quiet, compounding hatred they themselves unknowingly created. The Salamanca family is proof that in this world fear can build an empire, but it can't protect you from the consequences. If you want the next part of the story, Gus's rise, or how all of this ties into Walter White, let me know in the comments and I'll make part 2.